Welcome to Land Your Bets Sports Betting Live Show with Daft in partnership with I Am Daft Previews or Daft Previews, or what should we call you on? Do we have to call you at I Am Daft now?
Daft Previews reincarnated. I don't know. Oh, you could just name me after one of those Tupac albums. That's fine.
Resurrection.
Yeah.
We got Daft Resurrected here. So yeah, we're gonna be rolling together, bro. I knew I needed somebody too, and you were available today finally on a day off on the Lord's Day for you, but you're here with us, so we can go over 12 games. We got 2 already going, so we're gonna be getting a look at the last 12. The first one we're gonna kick it off with is one you see up there, which is the Mavs and the Celtics. So we're gonna get into things. I also do just want to start us off to letting people know that Daft has a new channel. Do you want to kind of just let us know what's up real quick, Daft?
Yeah, well, ran into some technical difficulties with the Lord and Savior, the YouTube algorithm. Yeah, they weren't happy with some of the content I was producing, so I've been put on ice for 7 days.
Yeah,
created this new channel, which is doing quite well. But the problem is I'm still getting 50 emails, direct messages on Discord, comments on the old channel saying, you left us, you abandoned us. Yeah, all this type of stuff, which is, it's not true, right? I've been handcuffed here. I'm trying to break free, but
it's fake news what you're hearing. They're trying to slander my man with that fake news, saying that he left you, but in reality, he just got locked out by the Lord Algo by YouTube. So yeah, I mean, look, this is where you can find all this stuff now, and it's going to be coming back on the other channel, I imagine. This happened to a couple other people. Everybody probably knows Ev Boston Sports, Guy Boston Sports. Ev got locked out right when you hit 100K. They seem to audit your account right when you get to, and if you are, it's basically like if you turn 30 and they're like, we're going to take a look at your history here and see all your parking tickets, all your traffic tickets, and if you don't pay these, we're locking your whatever, right? It's the same shit. So
I got nerfed. Pretty much.
Exactly. Yeah. So anyway, that's where you can find all the Daft stuff. I just want to make sure you guys knew that. And I think a lot of people saw this on a recent stream too, which was helpful. So glad to be able to help you out with all that stuff, man. Let's get right into it. Yeah. I mean, we've got, like you said, if you don't have 30 bets on your card, are you even betting on sports today? So let's kick it off with the season, the Mavs. We'll be taking you guys' bets too. So just so you know, like, throw them in there. We're going to definitely be going through what we have already. And then before we move on to the next game, we're going to take some of the stuff that you have in the comments. We'll be sifting through that. Live show producer David on the behind the scenes as always. So we'll be staying up to date with what you guys are doing. Appreciate you guys being in here. Let's get right into it. What's a first look that you got? Kick us off in this one.
I was somewhat aligned with you when it came to this particular game. I am a longtime Kyrie Irving glazer. Lover. Absolutely love him to death. And always love it when he performs. The problem is I can be somewhat biased in my opinion. So I purposely stayed away from him, especially throughout this whole no Luka period. But one thing I was considering was a Daniel Gafford under for his PRA. And I think every man and their dog has hit the over on Kristaps. But yeah, Daniel Gafford, his under on his PRA, I feel like his line is set. It's pretty much where his average is without Lively. Based on how he's recently performing, but I just think this matchup here is disgusting for someone like a Daniel Gafford.
Yeah,
with that 5-out offense that the Boston Celtics are going to play, there's always a potential blowout risk. But I'm pretty sure Boston were disappointing in their last game, so they're going to come back with vengeance.
Yeah,
I just think that his PRA might be a little bit too high.
Yeah, not a good hit rate without Lively as well. Obviously, I'm sure Luka was in there for some of that as well, but I don't know how much that matters. Let's take Luka out for those games. Still not great. I mean, 26.6, but it's a small enough sample size with a 49 in there against Charlotte. And 41 against Eve Missy and whoever the hell was actually playing for the Pelicans that day.
Daniel Tice.
Daniel Tice got the business. And then against OKC, Minnesota, he was needed at about 33 minutes. That's not a 4-and-out team at all by any stretch of the imagination.
Exactly.
So, yeah, no, I'm with you on that. I would be fading Gafford as well. His stuff got super high. Not a great matchup. You worry about him getting played off the court as well, like you said.
Yes. I just don't like playing unders, like being transparent. I don't like it. The experience is awful, but I do like the bet.
Yeah. I agree. I totally agree. I played so many fewer unders, but when one's staring you in the face, then you've just got to hit it when you're that confident about it. So I'm with you on that. I didn't bet that one specifically, but I definitely love it. I did bet Kristaps, but I bet him first quarter. I don't know how popular that was or wasn't. I've been staying off of the discourse to just make plays and not worry about it. But 5.5 we got for decent money as well. I believe it was actually about plus 110 at the time when that happened. So, yeah, I'm so distracted by this dude. I just have to say, this dude hit me up on on Discord. I can't get him out of my head, and he won't stop hitting me up. I'll block him in a minute. But this dude asked me for a free month of the VIP like 2 days ago, and the book wasn't available. I reached out to my people, the account manager, to see if we could figure out why it wasn't working. And then he just went off on me. Like, as I was starting the show, he was like, "You fake piece of shit." Like, I literally went to our chat to be like, "I'm sorry this is taking so much time. I'm going to give you my whole card for today for free, just to give it to you in DMs because this is taking so long." But I came to a message of him going off, and everything was super cordial before that. I think I just needed to share with everybody here to get it off my chest, because I've never had a stranger say that shit to me for zero reason. Like, I've had him say it for good reason to me, but not for no reason. So it was really random. But back to this, Kristaps first quarter, 5.5 plus money. So now at minus 120, I'd still take that. I basically would be taking him to get 6 in this one as well. I did like the fact that you get a little bit of the revenge factor. I mean, it's not even revenge as much as it's just loving to play against your old squad. I don't think there's like animosity. He got traded to a better situation. Why would he be mad? Like, when you step up to your new girl and she's fine, you don't hate your old girl who's not as fine. You're just like, yeah, it's all good. Like, we can be friends now. Anyway, so that's what I'm at with him. He's taking about 5 shots per first quarter. He's also getting to the line an average of 2 times per game. So I'm loving the Kristaps stuff here. They were giving this at 4.5 forever. Bumping it up 1 point and us still being able to hit 6 is fine. So yeah. Nothing else there. I thought about boards for him. I forgot where I was actually in the midst of looking at how good Dallas is versus center boards. And then I got distracted because we know I have ADD.
That's not like you.
Yeah, but usually I'm so focused and good at staying on track. But I couldn't get there with it at 7.5. It did get up. Well, okay, so it's dropping a bunch too. And the only other thing I would say here too is I know always going to get the system play of rebounds for Tatum. I just don't like it, man. I just honestly, in this situation for him, I haven't been liking his effort.
I think that system's gone.
Yeah. And he's still like looking better when Kristaps is out there. He gets more boards. It's still correlated, but 8.5, the value isn't there for me. They're playing like this is their 5th game in 7 nights. And we saw how that, or I guess the Lakers were. This might be like 6 and 8 or something ridiculous, but they're tired, man. So I'm not really looking to take hustle points for anybody, maybe other than push a P. But any other looks from this one for you?
Not at all.
Okay, I'm with you. David, anything stand out before we move on? Anything that people were asking about that you're like, we should at least talk about this?
Nothing super sharp. I guess you got anything on the money line or the side?
I honestly didn't even look at it, to be honest. Played 2 sides yesterday, Daft. Hit one of them. Couldn't believe I even did it. 7.5 on the road. I would not be betting the Celtics that much on the road with the amount of games they played as of late. That's basically the only take I have there. But I certainly don't trust Spencer Dinwiddie and company alongside Kyrie to be doing much either. So not there with it. The PR for Zinger, I don't have an edge on that number either way. Like I said, the rebounds are dropping, and I haven't even been able to look at that. So let's keep rolling. We can come back if we feel anything, but if there's nothing in the comments from people and we got other stuff to look at, we can get into Heat and Nets. I would say I don't know how long this is going to take us to go through. I had a look that I was considering, and I have a bet in here. But quick reminder, give that video a like too while you guys are in here. I should say shamelessly too, since I've been doing so well, I do still have a code for you guys, 50U, since I finally crossed 50U for the season. So if anybody wants to get in for 25% off your first 3 months, you can do that using code 50U. All the links are in the description of the video for everything you need. So, all right, Heat and Nets. Anything?
50 units is pretty arousing. I must say.
Where are you at? I didn't even ask. How many units are you up on the season?
Nah, it's not a.
Is it? Are you cross 100, right?
I'm on like 120 something, maybe 130. But I've got a lot of volume down today, and if everything goes wrong, I'll be under 100. So let's not celebrate too early.
But what's amazing is that what I like to talk about is like, if we end up in the same spot at the end of the season, it's truly a tortoise in the hare. It's you just bouncing, going from like 100 back to 80, up to 110, back to 95, up to 130, like back and forth until you get up. And I'm just slowly making my way up like a tortoise. But all right, let's get into to this one. What do you got? You got something?
With this one, I think I landed where you landed. That's all I've got. Because I hate betting on Miami. And sometimes I get sucked into doing it. And then Tyler Hero shoots 29% from the field and I ultimately lose my bet. So, and I've got Scam Adebayo, who pretends to be a big man, but he really isn't.
Scam Adebayo, goddamn.
And then sometimes the Jovic play comes off when Jimmy's not there. Like, I don't know. Sometimes I'm probably forcing bets when I look at Miami. With a slate like this, I looked at it, I was like, I'll pass. I don't want to do this.
Fair. Totally fair. I can't get over Kel'el Ware. I've been in love with him since I was betting on him in preseason during summer league because I was in Vegas for that and I was obviously going drunk every day making bets. So Kel'el Ware, we're gonna talk about that in a minute, Amar. But Kel'el Ware is so, dude. He's Wemby, 5 inches shorter. I mean, maybe not as wet from 3, but his head is at the top of the backboard when he's jumping up for rebounds and shit. He caught one. He keeps hitting his head on the rim on these lobs at the rim. So Kel'el, just going back, I took the points, which actually dropped. So I lost CLV entirely, which great, whatever. I guess bet against me, public. That's wonderful. And probably the ETR projections came out and Kel'el Ware was probably down a little bit, would be my guess, because this was 17.5 right until that time. But rebounds, I took the double because it was minus 105. So it was just a way to get better juice on the rebounds. And then the points I took by themselves at 17.5. When he's blowout proof, man. That's the only thing I can bank on with Spo is that Kel'el Ware is going to play 29, 30, or what is it here? 35, 39, 34 minutes in the last 3 games as a starter. That's all I can bank on. They got blown out or blew out 2 of those in 2 of those 3. The only close one was the Blazers, which they still lost. So I think against the Nets, I mean, Nick Claxton, great, but it's him, Noah Clowney. I just love Kel'el Ware in his minutes tonight. I did have a consideration for Nick Claxton because I'm pretty sure you've been on the system play of centers rebounds as well against the Miami, right? Yeah, right. And that's actually Modi had the best explanation for why the Heat are 3rd worst limiting center rebounds when last season they were the top 10 for sure, right? Top 10 for sure in terms of limiting center rebounds. So this year, the difference that Modi kind of looked at, and I kind of agreed with him after I started looking into it, was they're just taking all their shots from much closer to the basket than they were last year when it was just all threes. So now there's a lot more rebounds closer to the bucket. Bam is undersized, and they really don't have another good rebounder next to him outside of Kel'el Ware now. So I consider Nick Claxton, and in fact, that I was at minus 120. It's dropping down. It's plus money now for Nick Claxton on the 7.5 boards. I don't have an explanation for that because I don't know what would have changed in the last 45 minutes since I was looking at this. Do you have any thoughts there?
I strongly considered Nick Claxton last night when I was going through this, and then I was toing and froing about it. Like, he's projected for 28 minutes. His hit rate in that time span is pretty much 50-50. And I was like, I get the matchup between Miami. He did have 10 rebounds against them in a loss last time. Like, it was all making sense, but just something didn't feel right. And I feel like I'm already going to put 10 to 15 bets down. Do I really have to wrestle with this? So I just stayed away, but I did definitely lean to the over.
Yeah. And there's going to be some situations where it's like I've been using the same logic to come up with a reason to bet it, which is like, if you're playing volume today, bro, then why would you stop on this one? But the lean has to be strong enough. And if something smells as fishy as it is, then then like Resource is saying, maybe there's a reason. All right, cool. Well, I can't get there with it myself. I've got with Ben Simmons actually filtered. I just realized too, if Simmons got ruled in. Is that what happened? Is there anything like that potentially, David, that I missed, which is Ben Simmons was ruled in and thus Nick Claxton's props for rebounds went down? If that's possible, feel free to interrupt me with that. I know it's going to take a second to look at, but all right, let's move on from this game, and I'll come back to Nick Claxton if I really feel the itch to do that. Won't be surprised if I don't. Mark Williams is out in this Pelicans and Hornets.
I know.
Game. Fucking Christ, man.
I had so many voids. I spent so long. I put him on the thumbnail of my video.
Oh, man, that's the worst. He was the thumb guy. What's up, David?
Yeah, he is available to play today.
Okay. That's what happened to the Nick Claxton rebounds. I'm actually not too worried about that, but I'll stay away from it for now. All right, cool. Then moving to the NOP Charlotte game. So you had Mark Will as the poster boy for today for yourself, and then he didn't play. Was it points, rebounds, both?
Everything. Big boy's going to eat.
Yeah, I agree.
So who's playing center for Charlotte then?
It's going to be, I mean, I got to imagine Musa Diabate. They probably start Taj Gibson and then play Musa just as much as, if not more, than Taj Gibson. Taj Gibson is 39 years old. Nobody's talking about that. Everyone wants to talk about LeBron James.
Diabate, but he's pretty much a budget version of Missy, like undersized, athletic hustler. I don't know if he can take advantage of the matchup though.
Yeah, so I don't know how Musa would take advantage of like Zion. I don't think he'll take advantage.
I think Zion takes advantage of everyone today.
Yeah. Did you get a bet down in this game? Besides Mark Will, who I also bet on for points.
Mark Will was the only one. There were so many game time decisions. Like everything else, I had to wait until now. So we'll talk about it when we get there. Okay, unless we're there now.
Yeah, I'm on Pelly's Hornets.
All right.
Yeah. So if there's anything you want to talk about, I mean, I do have one play down that's actually still going to be a live bet, which is Zion to get rebounds and assists. We are also waiting on DeJounte Murray to get ruled in or out. He's questionable. If he's out, those assists are going to go up for Zion, but they're so low right now, 4.5. And I'll talk about that. I will say the look that came up a minute ago, I can't get there with Miles Bridges. It's like 8.5 boards. I just can't get there with that, especially if he's guarding Zion. Then Zion, he's just going to be he's basically just going to be in the stands hanging out with the media that are like taking pictures under the basket because Zion's just hip check anybody who's guarding him. And that man's going to go flying into the other, like whomever is guarding Zion, about to get hip checked into the front row. So I can't get there with Miles boards. He's not going to be in position to get rebounds if he's guarding Mr. Williamson. And then there was nothing else there that I was looking at, but the play I do have is for Zion, and the Zion play is rebounds and assists combined. So the assist looks super low. The rebounds look super low. I've got this right now filtered to with Murphy, Murray, and McCollum, the 3 M's there. So the look here on both is that there's an edge on both rebounds and assists. I went to my Fantasy Labs gizmo, right, which I think some people know I've been using a lot more this year. It's very, very helpful. But what I'm looking for here was when I put Zion on the court with the guys that he's going to be playing with tonight and just kind of messed around with the lineups. So I put on court CJ. I even had, what's his name? Trey Murphy. And then I have DeJounte out there who might not even play. But with those guys out there alongside Big Z, these 5, they haven't played that many minutes together, only 21. But even in those 21 minutes, let's see what we got here. Even in those 21 minutes, Zion looking at about 6.75 comes out to basically like 13.5 rebounds and assists combined per game. So I love the edge there. And then when I saw his last 3 games with all these guys playing, his potential assists and rebound chances are stupid. Like both of them. And he's playing like 20 minutes, 22, 25 minutes, like getting a rebound chance or a potential assist more than one a minute. 19 rebound chances in 23 minutes, 11 potential assists in 23 minutes, 10 rebound chances and 18 potential assists in 24 minutes. And then 28 minutes with 13 rebound chances, 11 potential assists against the Celtics, who's an actual team, unlike the Hornets, who are not.
Yeah.
The volume is just massive for this massive.
I think it's arousing. The angle that I'm considering taking here is just the assists. Okay. The hit rate on his games this season aren't fantastic, but the potential assist volume is definitely there. I think the other thing we need to account for is how this Charlotte team's going to play defense. There's no comp for Zion, but if you think about how they play Giannis, they turn Giannis into a passer. I think Giannis had 12 assists, 10 assists against Charlotte. And I think they're not going to let Zion go one-on-one and just bang down low. Like right. He's going to have 2 guys following him everywhere. Yeah. Because they don't even have size. Like, it doesn't make sense to just let Zion play one-on-one and just meet him at the rim. Like, it's you've got to get the ball out of his hands. Right. So I'd be looking at just the assists only. The rebounds make sense, but Charlotte are going to have 4 out. So
that's
fair. If you're smart, you try to get Zion in the pick and roll as much as possible, get the switch. But they're probably not smart. But either way,
that's fair.
I'm thinking of just the assists. I'm just thinking about the price and whether I want to pay it.
Right. Because you can get, there's some decent odds for people here. Always love to see Pinnacle at -139 and then other books, copycat books offering this at a better price too. Yeah. So there is that. Let me think too. Anything standing out in the comments to you, David, as I'm trying to run through maybe some of this stuff? We got some stuff coming in. We got a look for LaMelo under points. We got fading Missy with Zion in from Free Sauce. Hope you guys are checking out Free Sauce's looks too. One of the VIP cappers who's in the chat right now, helping everybody out too.
Oh, yeah, that's a great look. It depends what the number's at. Like if it's at 17.5, his points and rebounds, I think we take the under. But the books have been catching up. They've been moving it to about 15.5 lately.
So the points are still 7.5 everywhere, and then the boards are 7.5 everywhere.
So we're getting a 16.5 points and rebounds line, I think.
Yeah, 15.5.
Oh yeah, fuck that.
You've got to pay low.
Yeah, that used to be at 17, 18 points and rebounds. You could just hammer the under every time.
Right, with Zion in there.
Yeah, even though he averages a lot less with Zion, you'll see it.
Yeah. Oof.
Yeah.
Oof. Yeah, they had to lower that to 15.5. He's only got 16 one time with Zion out there. Yeah, this was a ghost. Mike, if he's in here, go see Mike. Is definitely someone who's been eyeing the under on the Missy props there. I could see it. We need to see what happens with DJ Murray too. I believe he's still.
Yeah, he's been his elbow. Like it's funny, he's been on the injury report for a long time, but ever since he hurt his elbow, his shooting percentage went up. He was actually somebody I was going to target for points if Mark Williams was playing.
So what's interesting yesterday, and we got to look more into it. My new homie Travis, who's in the VIP Discord as well, has some pretty awesome AI tools that told him that, and part of the tool is pulling like information from the web about the news and quotes about DJ Murray from his coaches and stuff like that. And it really was like he bet points the last couple of games for Murray because the coaches told him they want him to take like 8+ threes per game. And in the last 2, he took 4 last night, but he took 8 the night before. And he's shooting a lot more. I don't know what happens with Zion back in with him and the points and all that, but he is the guy getting
volume goes up from what I've seen.
What's that?
His volume goes up
with Zion out there.
Yeah.
Interesting. Yeah, interesting. So he might be looking. He's getting the short end of the stick on the points, but he's got the most touches on the team. You need to touch the ball to shoot it. So yeah, all right, cool. So nothing else for this one right now. You're considering Zion assists. Let's see what happens with DeJounte Murray. That's going to impact things. Just be a little bit chill. This has complete blowout written all over it as well. If the Pellies are fully staffed and the Hornets are very much so not, with Taj Gibson probably starting at center. But all right, well, let's take a look. We got so many games today. Let's take a look at Pistons Magic. And as we switch over to that one, another reminder, give that video a like if you would. Let's go ahead and kick it off with whatever you have, because I got nothing because I'm still waiting on news. Like, do you have anything?
I've got one bet down on KCP under rebounds and assists. This is purely a hit rate play. So if you go to KCP, let's look at rebounds and assists. The look here is at the Magic getting some more reinforcements back. Filter-wise, I just looked at games with Paolo, with Franz. He gets fuck all rebounds and assists purely because his role is to catch and shoot and play defense. He's not going to get any assists because the usage is going to be so low. This Detroit Pistons have a lot of perimeter-orientated players. He's not going to be close to the basket. I just don't see if he gets the opportunity here to hit that 4.5. The odds for it, though, have been nuked since I made a video about this last night. I would say that
lines like that these days with the video?
I don't think so, but a lot of people do.
Yeah. And maybe your look gets picked up. Yeah.
Also potentially.
Yeah. So did you get a better number?
Like 120, 125, I think.
Yeah, that's an easy hit.
Yeah.
That's tough. I wonder if you could take an all up or down, like take under 3.5. He hasn't even hit 4.
Yeah, it should be at plus money. But the other, I've got one that I'm looking at currently. I've got one that I looked at and I was on the fence on. So the one I was on the fence on is Cade Cunningham over his points prop. Cade tends to perform really well against these types of defenses. The Magic pretty much good at everything, but they'll force the pick and roll ball handlers to score. Cade Cunningham against shit pick and roll defenses without Jaden Ivey, pretty decent. The concern that I have is in his only game against Orlando this season, even though they played twice, he only played in one of those games. His volume wasn't there, and I don't understand why. And I wasn't going on a 14-game slate. I wasn't going to go back and look at film. So the volume concerns me because normally in this situation he should take a lot of shots. They're not going to give up points to spot up shooters. They're not going to let Duran get too many shots down low. Like it has to be a mid-range game for Cade. I don't know why he didn't take shots in the last one.
Yeah, I don't either. So you were on the fence about it.
Yeah. I like the look. It makes total sense. It's just the fact that he didn't see the volume last time worries me. But at the same time, I've actually noticed when I make these selections around matchups and things like that, if it doesn't happen the first time, it always happens the second time. Like you could say that first game against Orlando was the anomaly, and now shit should happen the way that it should.
It's weird that he went 4 for 6 from 3, was hot, and only shot 14 times.
Yeah, but when I looked at the box score, like everybody was eating. Tobias was eating. Beasley was eating. Like everyone had like 10 to 15 points.
Who was even in that game for the Magic?
I don't remember.
Yeah, I mean, I'm just gonna pull up KCP because he plays all the time. But even if he's just getting cardio out there, he's playing.
Yeah.
Where's the head-to-head here? So in the last game for this team, they were missing Franz, Paolo. Who was the other one? Franz, Paolo, and Mo was also out for that game. Interesting. I'm just trying to think, like, why were they attacking some other easier matchup than Cade Cunningham? Essentially, but I can't get there with it. I just can't get there with it because I don't know how many. Like, I was happy to bet on Anthony Black the other game because I knew Paolo and Franz were both on a minutes limit and they were playing a team it was who was it? It was Portland, right? And I thought they might be the ones blowing Portland out. They got blown out. Either way, the result was the same, and Anthony Black did well. But now I don't know for sure that Paolo and Franz, what type of minutes limit they're on. We don't have a quote, whatever. So I don't like anything. I don't even know if Jalen Suggs is playing. That's the other thing. That's massive, right? Remember when he was the best player on this team? Like,
Goga's coming back potentially. Like, it's
I'm good. I'm good on all that.
Away.
Yeah,
but I'm not wise.
What's that?
I said you'd be wise to stay away, but I'm not wise. So,
but what'd you hit? You didn't actually play anything yet.
I'm strongly considering, and I'll let you know now. I'm thinking of playing Isaiah Stewart assists.
Oh wow! I think the people want to hear about that one.
No, you don't.
You're gonna have to give me a reason before I bet on that.
So I've had I've just had a lot of success betting off bigs who are playing off all these handoff actions. So I don't know if the league's changed the way that they play or the statisticians have just changed the way they give it out. But you notice how Sabonis and Jokic, they'll get a ton of assists just from handoffs and setting screens, which are offensive fouls half the time anyway.
Yeah.
So either more teams are doing it or they're just giving it up a lot more. So centers at 1.5 assist lines. I like to go through the slate and always take a look at them. Like, for example, I liked Rudy today. He got 5 assists doing his type of bullshit. I'm strongly considering the 3 assists for him. But there's quite a few players on the slate today where you can get tremendous value if you take something a bit higher. So I'm not saying to hit like Isaiah Stewart at 1.5, but I'm thinking of taking him for 3 because I know that he can do it.
Yeah.
It actually has nothing to do with the matchup. And what helps is the fact that Jalen Duren can't keep his hands to himself. He reminds me of me when I was a lot younger.
Yeah.
But I was
playing
in a
basketball
nightclub and he's on a basketball court. There's a difference.
That's what I was trying to get to, is like, you could keep your hands to yourself on the basketball court, I'm assuming.
Yeah. Let's run with that.
Yeah.
But I'm just trying to put together a puzzle as to why. Because you can just see it in the numbers. The potential is there. Like, he can do it.
Yes, I can see that. That's not hard to see at all.
It's
a matter of, like, can we get there with, like, him playing a certain amount of minutes?
It's plus money for 2. Like, imagine what 3 is. 3, you're going to get plus 200, plus 250. So that's got my attention. I'm just trying to figure out how and why do I make this happen?
Yeah, right. Oh shit. I saw some looks that were intriguing to me too when we had those things coming in. What we got, All-Star rebounds was a look. And then
I think Jalen Duren would be something that a lot of people would want to see.
Duren, Osar, and Hardaway. I'm always down for a Hardaway fade. Let's start with let's start with Duren because I think that's probably more popular. He has been unleashed on offense a bit. He's also able to play at least 25 minutes in all of these last 4 because he didn't foul the fuck out. So he did go well over his points prop here in the last 4. This is not a great matchup, even without an actual center for this team. Then the rebounds are the thing for the double-double. So, yeah, you're probably getting plus money or around even money for the double-double, I imagine. I don't know. Any thoughts on Jalen Duren? It's not a player I trust at this point. I'm just getting burned by him every time because he doesn't get the minutes. Whether Bickerstaff decides he's not playing Jalen Duren this game, or Jalen Duren decides he's not playing Jalen Duren this game because he gets 3 fouls in the first 2 quarters.
Yeah.
it's just not a bet that I want to make, I guess, is what I'm saying.
I'm with you. I've hit him a few times, and even though I've won, I haven't felt good about it. Like it's been like he's in foul trouble, and then in the fourth quarter, he'll get like 2 putbacks, which gives me rebounds and assists, and I'm like lucky I got it. So
exactly. Yeah, and that's the thing with centers in general that I keep talking about. Like Eve Missy was a good play last night. I should have played it. He barely climbed over, but he got over. But I don't like taking guys who I can't trust to score points on their own. Like even Jared Allen, I'm not taking him at 15.5 points when I need to rely on 5 putbacks and 4 lobs from other people. He's not in control if he gets 15 points or 16 points as much as other people need to help him out there, missing shots that come to him, whatever. So that's the same thing with Duren. Apologies that I can never bet on him because I know people love betting on him. Last year, he was a cash cow double-double for like a couple months, and so people are still in love with him. But sometimes you got to let them go. But Oscar Thompson was a look from Crank Zone. Crank Zone's been on a bit of a heater lately. I don't know if you're always this good, Crank, but you've been crushing it lately. And we're just waiting for the crank cord, I think is what we were talking about. The Oscar Thompson boards look. Would love to know. It's only at 4.5. Would love to know what your thought process is there. Is he going to get some more minutes? Can we rely on a good matchup for him? Doesn't seem like it with the second best rebounding team allowed. But if there's something with who he's guarding, perhaps like wouldn't he be the guy on Paolo and or Franz? That's the other scary part. Don't like the rebound necessarily there. Isaiah throwing hands is probably likely. Yeah, for then the Tim Hardaway Jr. is at 11.5. So yeah, the look here for Hardaway Jr. I can already tell you when we took it last time, it was what does he do when he plays against teams that limit the spot up? And the answer is not score very much. This was at 12.5 when we took the under last time, which got us a couple more. A couple more unders for him. If we put in Beasley's always been out there, so yeah, it's a good hit rate look in and of itself. 11.5 minus 120. Yeah, you can't really get much better than that. Minus 125 on DraftKings. Probably not going to go that route with THJ. It's not a bad look though. And Simone's back. A lot of mouths to feed. Has he been playing fewer minutes lately? He played 32. He played 30.
I think Tim Hardaway's safe. He always plays the same volume a minute.
30, 32, right?
Yeah.
So there's just, I can't do much with that. You're going to have to be scared about it the whole game. So, all right, let's keep going. Still so many games. If we need to come back to shit, we will. All right, good. I'm glad you brought that back up, David. Whatever you do, stay away from Beasley so we can eat out here. If people are betting on Malik Beasley, you're welcome. I will not bet on him. That's
my boy, Measley.
Did you bet on
Measley over here?
You didn't bet on him, though.
No, not today. My subscribers hate it when I do, so I'm trying to keep them happy.
There are some guys that the people at the VIP have scared me off of betting. I'm not going to lie. Even when I start to get tempted by Julius Randle, I'm like, get away, go away. Don't do it. Don't do it.
I think the system play for Measley, you just wait for him to have a bad game and then hammer his overs the following game.
Next game. For Malik. I see that. I'm going to move us to Kings Knicks. We don't have a Josh Hart update, which is obviously a massive part of all this, which sucks. And I don't yet have a bet on this one, but I'm thinking Hart. Oh no, I do. I put a bet in on Domas. Do you have one in this game?
I think I might have 2.
Okay. Let me kick it off with Domas, and we'll get to your 2 since I just gave it away. I took points and assists for Domantas. So I got this minus 110, 24.5 to the over. You can see this is probably going to get to 25.5 where it is on a lot of other books for the points and assists. So 24.5, I would take up to like minus 135. The points were a great look. We get some value here. There's still some books hanging 18.5. So loved that. And then the assist was the same concept. Whenever it's like juiced down like that, and I can add it to the points and assists, you know what I mean? That kind of thing. I know you know what I'm talking about, right? Like it's minus 145 for him to get 5.5 assists. It's like minus 120 for his points. You put them together because I like them both with the value. I still need the same amount, and I'm getting a better number, but he's just got to do it for both. But either way, against the Knicks, that's where you can score. I mean, look at the way they give up against the roll man. We know that they sucked because Cat sucks at defense. So they give up the 5th most points per game to the pick and roll man. They do be giving up points to centers as well. The rebounds are a little tougher to come by for centers because you got to guard Cat, and that's a pain in the ass. So you're just going to be out of position for most defensive rebounds. But yeah, and then Cat obviously is a very, very good defensive rebounder. So left those alone, but still think we're getting so much value on the points and assists. He's like up there in terms of the points that he's averaging when he's on the floor with all these starters that they've been going with Malik Monk. He's like so much more involved as of late. So love Domas tonight. What do you got for us?
If we're talking about Kings, I grabbed Malik over 19.5 points with the thought if De'Aaron Fox is not good to go, this line's going to move.
He's questionable still, isn't he?
Yeah, but if you can catch this at 18.5, even better. My thought process here is that the Knicks allow the most points to pick and roll ball handlers, and that's because of Karl Anthony Towns. He plays a drop the whole time, but doesn't do it very well.
Yeah.
Similar types of players, which you can see here, have Eaton against the Knicks. Malik Beasley did just let me down not too long ago, but his last two matchups have been quite difficult. I think he played the Warriors and the Nuggets, both of those teams quite well at limiting points in that pick and roll, which is why they give up so many assists.
Yeah.
Whereas this Knicks team is the opposite. They're not going to give up as many assists in the pick and roll, but they'll give up a ton of points. And I think Malik's at a good bounce back spot after only scoring 15 points against the Nuggets.
Yeah. Well, and he was diming up against them. Seven.
Yeah.
I've been targeting his assists. Obviously, that's pretty interesting. I thought maybe you would be adding the assist to the points as well.
I strongly considered it, but
yeah,
I found a lot more success just if I have an angle on one, let's just hammer the one. Yeah. And if I want to get saucy with it, I do one of my value plays and I go Malik over points, Malik over assists, plus 250.
Yeah. He's going to have the ball in his hands a lot if De'Aaron Fox is out. And then at that point, too, I do kind of like DeMar's points a bit more as well. It's basically just what we're saying is like if you're on ball against the Knicks, we like you a lot more to score.
Yeah.
And I think that Domas is the pick because he's either on ball or will be receiving the ball in the pick and roll based on how they defend it. So, and then for DeMar, he'll be doing a lot more of the pick and roll without De'Aaron Fox as well. What we're saying is this team is much better without one of the three guys that are out there.
Yes, absolutely.
Just that simple. Like that's what we're saying in short. They're not good as like a motion out offense running all this like off screen shit. It's really just like a couple of different guys that can just eat by themselves and just have them go and get it. So yeah, but De'Aaron and DeMar especially like two mid-range lovers. It's just not a good fit, man. So all right, we'll wait to see what's up with D Fox. As far as the Knicks go, it's like they play five guys 42 minutes a game. So if one of them is out, it impacts fucking everything, and I can't do it all with it, right? So that's the thing about Josh Hart here. If Josh Hart is out, I have a couple of things. If Josh Hart's out, I do like Jalen Brunson assists even more than I kind of already do like them against the Kings. I know he's had some low numbers, but the Kings, as we know, they're still playing the same blitz the ball handler defense. So as a result, they give up a ton to the catch and shoot, right? So then it's like a little bit more of Jalen passing to guys like McHale and OG. So I do like his assists a lot at 7.5. This just went down, maybe indicating Josh Hart just got ruled something, perhaps. I don't know. We'll see if that comes into play here. But he gets about 10 assists per 36 minutes without Josh Hart. And he's going to be playing 36 minutes. So I think he's good for like up to like 8.5 for like decent money. And that's why if Josh Hart's out, I love the 7.5 no matter what. It's just what he's done in all of his minutes without Josh Hart, but all the other guys on the floor with him, he's just an assist machine. Cat on the dimes would be another play. Basically, like Josh Hart is so involved in the offense, has so many touches throughout the offense that he opens up other guys' ability to get assists when he's not out there. It becomes a lot more like pick and roll and then just find one of the two shooters, as opposed to Josh Hart running for 40 minutes straight the whole time, catching it, giving it back, going up, and just never stopping running. It changes the offense when he's not out there, and a lot more assists are available is what I noticed. So I'd be looking at both those guys for the assists if that's the case. But all right, quick update here. Suggs, Goga's out. God damn it, Goga, come back to us, my baby. Jalen Suggs and Cole Anthony are in. I don't know. We'll see what to do with that. I'm probably not going to do much with that game because I don't know how many minutes those guys are going to be playing. You know what I'm seeing? So should we move on?
Let's move.
Move to another one. All right. Raptors, Hawks. Fuck, man. I can't believe I don't have a bet in this game.
What's the status of these Hawks? Are they in or are they still half out? What's the go here? Trey and DeAndre Hunter still a game time decision. Nice.
Really? But Jalen Johnson's out. We know that.
Jalen Johnson's out. All right. So Jalen Johnson's out. The angle that I have here is for Onyeka Okongwu to get some assists. Being transparent with you, I bet his rebounds and assists just for a little bit of, to give people a reason to actually take it. But the whole angle here is he should get his rebounds. That line's pretty sharp. But I think the assist is where the big opportunity is. Now, without Jalen Johnson, Onyeka Okongwu is going to run all this handoff bullshit. That's his thing. He's going to run a whole lot of handoffs on offensive rebounds. He'll kick it out to shooters. That's pretty much the angle here. The only game without Johnson and Trey, he had 7 assists. But just look at the numbers without Johnson.
Yeah, just without Johnson.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And then you're up against the Raptors, who give up the most assists to centers, like the most by far.
Yeah.
And they don't even play Nikola Jokic 4 times a year. Like
right. Yeah, that's
or
crazy.
Sabonis or Şengün. Like who's he playing? They're playing Jalen Duren 4 times a year, and they give up the most assists.
And Brolo.
So, yeah. So that's pretty much the angle there for Onyeka Okongwu to smash his assist prop.
Yeah. To be fair to them, they are giving him up to like Joel and Cat to a degree. Some Kristaps in there.
If Joel plays,
but Joel doesn't fucking play, so what am I talking about? Joel would have to play basketball to get assists. Interesting. Yeah, I had someone. I think someone brought up. It was either in the chat or in the VIP or here in the comments. Someone was talking about his double, which was +125, and he is the starter now. Hasn't really materialized into many doubles, if we're being honest. He is getting, I guess, a few in here. He's basically gotten double digits in 5 of his last 6 on the boards. The points, 5 of his last 6. So yeah, he's gotten double in 5 of his last 6 actually. Going up against a pretty bad team here, as we know. I'll say what you want about Jakob Poeltl. So you did like the rebounds as well, enough to like add him with the assist because you thought that was. But the assist,
I think the assist is what can like make this sweat free.
Right.
Like he might finish between 9 and 11 rebounds, but I think he gets at least 3 assists in this game. 3 assists, tremendous plus money. If you just want to roll with that, but that's not very fun to watch, is it?
Yeah, I know. That was my problem last night with Yabu. Yabu was like +140 for 2.5 assists, and I loved it. But I played the rebounds and assists, or the points and assists rather, for like even money because I just couldn't get there with if he misses the dimes, and he ended up getting the assists, but he got to the points and assists without the assists too, which is why I was like sweat free versus this same. So it's the same situation. I'm feeling you on that, but we still don't know if Trey or anybody else has gotten ruled. They're all still.
I feel like the reason why I took it is because this will only get better.
Yeah.
So
got you.
Yep.
If Trey's ruled out. Well, it won't move in your favor. That's for sure. All right. I kind of do need to know Trey, who touches the ball more than anybody on the team and probably highest percentage of his points, team's touches in the league, up there with guys like Luka. So yeah, if he's not in, or it's everything. Got to wait on that. What did Bruce Brown do last game? Because we keep talking about him in the VIP. He is
a beast.
Hooping. He's hooping. He's been hooping because he's been getting 20 to 25 minutes. And in part, it's because he's auditioning for whatever role he's going to have on his next team when he eventually gets traded from this team by the trade deadline. So they're probably just going to keep rolling him out. 12 shots, 11 shots, 11 shots.
What's interesting is with Bruce is his lines have come down from last night because, they've come down. So if you want to get saucy with it, you can do a same game parlay, take his over in points, over rebounds, over in assists. He's projected to play in the mid-20s, I believe. And his last 3 games, he's seen 20-plus minutes and absolutely killed it. So
yeah, it's all about the minutes. I mean, if he plays 20-plus minutes, then this season he's a go. I mean, on the points, rebounds especially.
Yeah.
I mean, when he's out there, he's the second best rebounder at all times.
I think the PRA is the best way to go because Bruce Brown's a do everything type of guy.
Totally.
When he even drives the bus after the game, apparently. So
he what?
He drives the bus after the game. Does it all.
Yeah, I love it. Brucey B, man. All right, so this is and I love taking guys like Bruce against like fast. Everything's in transition, helter skelter. Guys like that are like the Swiss Army knife. That's a pretty good look. I haven't been taking him for whatever stupid reason, and there was a really good look from Michael in the chat before he started going off for basically saying like be laddering all of his stuff, points ladder, points, rebounds, and assist ladder, all of it. And you didn't bet on him obviously, but I just kind of couldn't get away from him. All right, he's going to be
now plus money for that PRA.
Yeah, 18.5. Yeah, that's true.
I just don't know why it'd be bet down. That's all, because like the only hesitation I would have is that you have a small sample size.
Yeah.
So, but I don't know why it would come
terrible.
Down.
Right. It's
like
terrible.
Who's looking at Bruce Brown unders? Like
us. All right. Yeah, I'm not getting anything that would give us more info about the Raptors and their lineup or anything. So
because Quickly's not back. I think that's the main thing. Igbaji's not back.
No, Igbaji's still out too. Yeah.
Yeah.
All those guys are still out. All right. So yeah. And Olynyk, for what that's worth. I mean, backup center. So now you're just talking about more rebounds available on the second unit, which is where Bruce Brown's playing, to be honest. Yeah, at the very least, like points and rebounds feel very, very doable. I'll come back to this with a pin in it. Let me make sure I got my Bruce Brown notes here so I don't forget. All right. All right, cool. Well,
hey,
also,
did the chat bloody hit Isaiah Stewart assist? Because, man, I haven't submitted my bets yet, and the odds are going down.
no, really?
Yeah. Stay
you
away
should have
from
given
it.
that one, man. I didn't mean to ask you for it. The beef stew. Who is betting the beef stew assist right now? Has to be the chat. There can't.
I had 3 assists at plus 350. Now it's down to 320.
Sheesh. So there's also moles everywhere, man. You know they're listening. That's crazy. People seem to like Boucher in the chat too. It's Scotty Boucher day. Boucher points and threes. Marv took Boucher PR.
And that guy can be effective as hell in a quarter. Like in one quarter, that guy can go off.
No shit. So that would interesting. Boucher day, huh? Just because he went off last time. I mean, I just can't trust his minutes, man. It's like between he and Dick, like who's gonna get the minutes here?
Is it the Kelly thing though? With no Kelly, they're gonna need some size.
Oh yeah, for Boucher, that makes sense. Yeah. Is there something there, right? Kelly O. Forgot that Kelly O even matters. He made us so much money fading him last year. So without Kelly O, he's basically at the same stats as the thing. So we haven't seen this like jump up in his stuff just because Kelly O's not there. To be honest with you. So maybe. Where's the Krejci? Where's Mark at? Where's Mark M? He's the Krejci whisperer. Every time he says go over on Krejci goes over. He's from Atlanta. So I like that look. We'll get some news on that. We still have a few left. Let's go into just what you have because I want to get some bets on the card and then I need to get back to it myself, to be honest. And you need to sleep. So let's go through what we actually have for a minute and go that route. Do you have anything Cavs Rockets?
Let me check. Cavs Rockets. Where are we at? Cavs and Rockets. I don't have anything. I think the Mobley thing throws things out for me.
He's in now.
Yeah. So that throws it out. Like I'm not going to rely on the data with Mobley because I don't know what the impact he's going to have first game back. But looking at the Rockets, I think I considered looking at a Jalen Green under. That matchup for him sucks.
Yeah.
And Jalen Green's one of those, he's a flat track bully. Like all these games where he went off.
Yeah.
All of these defense either suck or they were designed for him to excel in.
Right.
Now he's up against Cleveland and it's an awful matchup for him. So
yeah. I thought the Kings game would be the beginning of his downfall with the way they play defense, but he was just unconscious because he's the definition of a I'm feeling it shooter, right? Like when you ask Jalen Green why he took that last shot, the answer is because I was feeling it. And then the next game is the Blazers, and nobody played for the Rockets that day. I believe Amin was missing, Fred was missing. So then the decline back to reality starts to hit because he can't shoot 65% from the field for every game like he was during his hot streak. So I actually do always got to look at Amin. I have to. I mean, if they haven't caught up, then we're going Amin PRA again. I don't give a shit. PRA. So yeah, we're still going to get like, give me 27.5. It's going to be 28. But if I could get 27, that would have been so fire again. I mean, it's very, very simple, man. 35 plus minutes. Amin's playing close to fucking 40, and we still don't have Jabari Smith Jr. back. It's just this simple. But 28.5 is where I start to lose the value, which sucks because this was at 22.5 like a week ago. And then I would just hit it all the way up to 27.5. And I think I've hit my breaking point at 28 against the Cavaliers. Was anybody missing in this last game against them? No, but Mobley was missing. That's why I love the over last game for Amin. Mobley was missing, and Mobley was the only guy that I would think could even come close to staying in front of Amin. And sure enough, people were like, Dean Wade has the 7th best defensive efficiency of the league. I was like, okay, good luck to Dean Wade guarding Amin Thompson. Like, race aside, pigment aside, this man cannot guard Amin Thompson. What are we talking about? All right, so Amin, I'm not going to go back to you, bro. Love you, and I'm sure you would have been good for 6th man of the year until you got the starting role. So, all right, we'll move past this one. Yaz, Mem can't get a bet down yet because I don't know who's playing, right?
Yeah.
And the Grizz have not filed, I don't believe. Let's see. Let's pull up the old injury report for a second before we get out of here. I mean, we're not getting out of here right away, unfortunately, Daft. Your sleep is going to have to wait for you one more minute, but Utah. Oh, Memphis did. So Santi's out, Edie in, Ja probable. Okay, so we actually do know. I have to take a closer look at that game. Any just initial thoughts on that one? It doesn't have to be long-winded.
No, I didn't even take a look.
Yeah, I couldn't get to it yet either.
Yep.
Agreed. All right. Well, we'll wait a minute. Luke Kennard's been going off, but that's without Ja. So
because the Jazz have some reinforcements back, right? Even because when they're all there, I don't think they're worth playing either. So
yeah. Well, if so, okay. I mean,
unless you want to take an unders, this Memphis defense is pretty good.
You
can find some value in an under on maybe a Sexton or a Keontae, perhaps.
Agreed. One of those two is going to go under in their points, I would imagine, because that's what they do. They blitz the ball handler. I was going right here, and it's always Sensabaugh season. And he is a spot up shooter. So I think I might be looking at Sensabaugh in a minute. If you don't know, you better recognize that this man is fire. Also, Svi, who I used to just love saying Mikhailik because that's his last name. But Svi can hoop, man. So I won't hear any Svi slander on the chat either. But Walker Kessler. So this team is surprisingly bad against centers, in part because it's not even really Zach Edey's fault. It's mostly just that like they blitz the ball handler so much that then the center on the other, the Edey, Jackson Jr., whomever's playing center for this team is caught between having to go out to the guy driving to the hoop and the center that he's guarding. So Walker Kessler should be good for some points in this one. They also are not great against center rebounds, even though they're better, but they are giving up it's like the 7th most points per game to centers, I believe. Let me just make sure I'm not lying to you. Points, centers. Yeah, Memphis is giving up the 6th, 7th most points to centers. And the reason is because they are selling out on the ball handler, and that leaves guys open. So Walker Kessler is at 11.5 boards and 11.5 points. So he needs 24. So we get a little bit of a nice look here at 22.5, to be honest. If we think he's getting the minutes, I think that's going to be a play for me. I'm going to write that one down for a minute. Walker Kessler is probably going to be a play for me, but I need to look at stuff when we're going quick. So I will get to that. But I love this over 22.5 on the PR. And if that's going to be gone, then I need to take it because it should be at 23.5 if they're doing math correctly. Minus 109, I'll take that. All right. I'm going to hit Walker Kessler in a minute. Just know that that's a bet. Anything Bulls, Sixers? Probably not because we also didn't have the injury report for that.
Had some leans, some thoughts. I don't know what the injury report looks like now, but I was looking at Zach LaVine over in points with no Kobe White. Pretty good matchup for him. But even a Tyrese Maxey over in points as well. Actually, a PRA for Maxey. I think this is a good game because this is the Bulls, right? Like the Bulls, you just look at opposition guards to absolutely feast on them.
Yeah.
And Maxey can his lines it was at 28.5 when I looked at it last night. His line's been at 28.5, 27.5 the whole time without Embiid. And now he has the softest matchup. How does he not? And the spread's not massive either. So this may not be a blowout. You should get close to 40 minutes against one of the worst defenses in the league. Like, how does he not just accumulate stats? So
just feast. Yeah. Last night, bad matchup, still went off. Took 18 shots in 40 minutes. That's a much, 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 much better defense. Then they lost by 35. Not much he can do there. So there's explanations why he didn't get 30, but he's bumping right up against it in this is the Magic, tough D. The Wizards. I don't know what to tell you there. He went for 11 for 27, 3 for 14 from 4.
And that's the risk. Tyrese Maxey can take awful shots. Step back, fade away, 3-pointers. He'll take them. So the volume should be there. It just comes down to how efficient he could be. I think the PRA is a good pivot though, because he should be able to smash a ton of assists.
But the thing is he's not going to get the RA if he doesn't he's not going to get the PRA if he doesn't get the points when it's at 30.
Yeah. Well, he did have a triple-double against the Bulls earlier this year.
Did he?
25-point triple-double.
Holy shit, with 14 assists. He had 11 boards.
Yeah. JoJo was there though.
And JoJo
he still took 22 shots. So
yeah. All right, I'm with you. Let me make sure I've got Maxey down on my look here.
What an easy sell that was.
Dude, I mean, you just got to preach volume to me. I've taken LaMelo over twice this season when I knew he was going to take 30 shots. If I know this man's taking 22 shots, then I think he's good for it. Against this poo-poo-ass defense, I got that one down. Yabu, I'm going to go back and look at as well. Just know that if his matchup, I mean, it sucks that if his matchup is Vooch or Pat Williams, it's great. So, I'll be looking at him. Even if Paul George's assists are low enough, 4.5, but I can't get good juice, so I'll come back to it. But those are the looks as well. Probably some Oubre points and rebounds as well. He's been feasting without those guys. Fouled out last night. I'll come back to that. There's gonna be some bets in that one. Did you have anything in Lakers Warriors?
I was gonna just run with the narrative of Steph and LeBron. Like they create this. The NBA doesn't care who wins this game as long as LeBron and Steph produce points. and highlights,
Mhm.
everybody's happy. Like
Yeah.
for this game, I was like, let's just throw the matchups out the window. LeBron's matchup sucks, but he eats against the Warriors, so let's just bet on LeBron. And
You're stealing my thunder, but yeah.
oh,
going.
is it?
That's exactly my reasoning. Keep going.
Yeah, it's a narrative thing, and I don't like betting on narrative. But by the time I got up to this game in my research, I was like, I don't give a fuck anymore. Let's just pound these bets out. Like, who gives a shit? Let's go. Just ride the wave. The stat king. I'm just taking him. Like, it's simple as that. I think I ran with his. I wanted the over in points, and I eventually just settled with the PRA because I don't know.
Because fuck, why not? 33, 11, and 8.5 in his last 8 regular season games against the Warriors. So he's done this since he's 38 years old.
Yeah.
He's been doing, I mean, and I could go back further, but like, I'm with you. Call me a hit rate merchant. There's a few narratives I'm going to buy into. 1, Jokic tearing up Rudy Gobert. I'm going to buy into that narrative. 2, LeBron scoring against Steph Curry because he's been mad that Steph has been getting as much pub as he has since 2015, right? When he was actually like, didn't like Steph. It was hilarious because at first he was like, oh, look at Steph. He's adorable. We love him. I'm winning championships on the Heat. And then it was like, wait, Steph is winning championships. Fuck that little dude. And then it's back to loving him again. But now it's still this competitive rivalry. So I love the LeBron to go off. I got him points. I got him first quarter points. I would have had it before Crank Zone, but Crank Zone got to it before me. So shout him out for that great look in the VIP as well. Nothing else on there. You're not going to get me to bet on the Dubs right now. I don't know who's going to start. I don't know who Steve Kerr is going to play more. They suck. I really want no part of it. If you want to take Steph on narrative, I'm with you. I wanted to take Max Christie on the points, spot up shooter against the Dubs in the corner. They give up a lot there. They're a high ball pressure team. Still looking at him. And if LeBron is out, I might go back to him. Not positive. The last one here with is it the last one? Yeah, I didn't look at Bucks Clippers, so I'll tell you right now, I have a pick on that one. I took Dick Dix, which is what I'm calling him now. I know Crankstone's calling him Nick Dick, but I'm calling him Nick Dix. Because it's Richards and it's plural dicks. It's not just one dick. Richard would be Dick. But anyway, Nick Dix, I took the over on the boards. I don't think they're going to be relying on this dude to score when they have 4 jump shooting dudes that are always going to be shooting.
Plus money too.
Yeah, and actually I got it at like plus 110, so it's actually up even on Pinnacle. People don't like him, whatever. I mean, he got 15 boards against the Nets. This is equally as terrible of a team, limiting rebounds and center rebounds and everything. So I stayed away from the points. I don't know what his shot diet's going to be like, but I know that his rebounds are going to be available. So anything in this one for you?
I got the same play for Nick Richards at plus money. What else? Grayson Allen threes. I did take him for a couple of bombs, Mr. Allen. Coming off the bench, this Wizards team absolutely sucks, but their secondary is terrible. Yeah. And I feel like a lot of bench players tend to produce against them. He had 5 threes against them last time. I think I took him for 3 and 4, or maybe just 4. I don't remember. But
I dig it.
Yeah.
I'm with it. I thought about Jordan Poole. Great matchup against the Suns.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Did they play already this year? And he actually did pretty well against them. No, he didn't do that well. This was a game that he was fouling. I took him in this game on Jan 16th to go over as well. He had 5 fouls by the third quarter and then didn't play, and they lost and whatever. So fuck him. Yeah, no, I'm good on that. But that would be where I'd be looking. But I'm good on betting on the Washington Wizards. It's either a Jordan Poole or like a Joe Val bet. Sometimes SAR, but yeah, I'm good on that. Last one, just in case you had anything for the people for Bucks Clips. Anything?
I've got 2. Like Norm Powell's a hit rate play. I can earn up to that, so you don't have to go into that one. Yeah, it's got nothing to do with matchups, analytics, nothing. The hit rate's great. Let's just fucking take it.
Yeah.
But the other one,
he's averaging more than that on the season too. So I mean, even if you put Kawhi in there, like he's at 22, but he's still bumping his head up against in big wins. This is not going to be a big win. So
yeah. I like Dame today.
Dame
you can get a Dame PRA or a Dame points. The matchup is not excellent for him, but he's got the history against the Clippers. I think he scored 35 plus in both games against the Clippers last season, so that helps. There's a few players in the league where the matchup isn't as important. Like Dame will get you buckets on tough matchups, on easy matchups. But the other thing is, like, even if he has the perfect matchup, it doesn't mean you lock him in.
Right.
Like Dame goes as Dame goes.
Yeah, agreed.
And yeah, I like his ability to score points. He'll get rebounds. He'll get assists. The PRA's a look. I ultimately just took his points, but the value play that I ran was just Dame on everything. Over points, over rebounds, over assists. I think it was like plus 500, plus 550. I like Dame to produce in this game.
The assists are low at 6.5 for him, even against a good team limiting assists. So I can see adding that for sure. Where the board's 4.5. Maybe you said you probably got those 3.5 if you added them.
3.5, yeah.
I love it. Yeah, I'm with all of it. It's how
you
get
the other one. If you want to get saucy,
get saucy.
We got to go Derrick Jones Jr. 3-point ladder, baby.
Oof, wow. You saucy minx. Did you go 1, 2, 3, or did you go 2, 3, 4?
I think I just went 2, 3, 4.
Wow.
No, I only went 2 and 3. Even though I wanted to do the 4, I just went 2 or 3.
Because this Bucks team, they give up like a ton of wide open threes. Yeah.
Like specifically wide open threes. It's just not threes in general. It's very specific to wide open ones. And Derrick Jones Jr. is the guy that you sell off and just give him wide open ones.
Yeah.
And he's shown recently that he can get shit to fall. And these are like crazy plus money players that I'm taking. Like for 2 and 3, like these are like half unit, quarter unit plays only.
Yeah.
I do like his over. In his last 2, I think 6 out of the 7 threes he made were wide open. The Bucks' 8th highest frequency of wide open threes per game this season.
Wow. Where are you getting that data?
I'm just paying for a lot of different shit. Really,
no, I'm sure it's behind a paywall. I was gonna see which one you were using. Is there there's cleaning the glass, or there's like a shot quality index as well?
I'd have to triple check.
Yeah.
I'm still waking up. But
yeah. No, but I love that. I love that info because I do want to look a little bit more at like who's giving up the open shots versus the not open shots, because there is something to that too, where like Mike Budenholzer, for instance, is a coach where like his team will give up 3-point looks, but it's because they want them to. So if they're giving up a wide open looks, it's because they're giving it to the Derrick Jones Juniors or the PJ.
It's not Norm Powell they're giving it to. It is Derrick Jones Jr. It's similar like OKC. You know who they're going to give it up to.
Yeah,
they'll let a Derrick Jones Jr. take it, a Jalen Wells take a 3. Like they're pretty smart about it. So really, to determine whether this is a good bet or not, I want him to take 4 to 5 3-pointers. If he takes 4 or 5, then I can live with the result.
Right. Yeah.
That's what I'm hoping.
You have to have, obviously the percentage comes into play, but if he takes 5 and you like it enough for 2, especially, then you're gonna hit your money there and clean up. So
plus money.
I would consider Brolo boards if they're 4.5. Wow, not a bad price. I would strongly consider these. Whenever you've got a beast like Zushak down low, then you need to have a big out there. I don't know if this translated last season against Zoo. Zoo he didn't even play against his team last year apparently. But yeah, Zoo is a force, and you're going to need to have somebody down there to mess with him. If he's down there messing with him, then he's going to have to. Was I looking at the wrong thing? It is 5. I thought it was 4.5. It clearly just changed. Caesars had this at 4.5 2 seconds ago. It's 5.5.
Damn.
That I don't know about. But he is going to have to be down low to defend, and that's where he's going to live. So DJ Murray ruled out. Glad I got my Zion bet already in, because those assists are going to go up for sure. Everything's going to go up. All right, cool. I'm going to roll as well. We appreciate everybody jumping in. But yeah, if we don't have 100 likes, that's pretty weak. Let's get those likes up for sure. Much appreciated if y'all are getting in here. One more reminder, if you do want to jump into the VIP, I actually don't know if there was 2 left this morning when I last night when I put the video out. But you can get this 25% off. Use code 50U to jump into the VIP. Make sure you are on Daft's channel. One more reminder that Daft is on a slightly different channel for 1 minute in time, as he is picking it back up because he got suspended. Because we learned why he got suspended earlier, but not important. What is important is that you check out I Am Daft previews if you're looking for him. He did not abandon you. He still loves you. You just need to go over there to check it out. So, any parting words for us, my man?
No, best of luck. Hope we green out today. Hope everybody makes it out alive. That's the main thing.
A lot of games. Yeah.
Let's break even today, lads.
Let's at least break even. Let's make some money, though. All right. Best of luck to everybody. Appreciate you guys tuning in. I might have a video about Portland or is it Portland OKC tomorrow? Maybe I'll have a video. I don't know. We'll see. But Portland OKC, we'll even see who's playing in that one. Best of luck to everybody today, though, on the big slate. Enjoy the NFL tomorrow. I should let you know tomorrow at 12 p.m. Eastern tomorrow. I'll be going live NFL with Modai on both our channels. So if you want to do some NFL looks before tomorrow morning, hit us up at 12 p.m. on the YouTubes and we'll be there. So best of luck tonight, y'all. And until we see you then, happy betting.
Let's go.